You're watching Swipe. Coming up on this week's show.
Venturing into the dark, we meet the scientists claiming to have created the darkest material in the world. Coming out of the cold, I try out a self-heating coat. And we're on court in the Dunk House in this week's Games Review.
Hello and welcome to Swipe on a bright but chilly day in London. I'll be honest, I can't actually feel the outside temperature because this coat has built-in heating. And a little bit later, I'll be meeting its creator to find out more. But before then, what's the darkest colour you've ever seen? Well, a British nanotech company claims to have created the darkest material on Earth. Thomas has been to their lab to shed some light on super black materials.
Black. How black can black get? Well, this is Vanta Black, the blackest thing on Earth. Surrey Nanosystems in East Sussex took on NASA in the battle to create the world's darkest material and succeeded. But what do we mean by darkest? Well, shining this torch on normal black paint, you can clearly see light is still reflected. When you compare this to Vanta Black, you can see no reflection at all. The way Vanta Black works is simple. A forest of nanotubes all stood upright on a surface captures light by bouncing it back and forth. Eventually, the light energy converts into heat instead of being reflected back. It's small companies like this one that are at the forefront of nanotechnology research in Britain, a crucial future industry.
For the UK, it's an incredibly important area to research because all leading new tech gadgets, components, satellite, aerospace, all new components that are brought out and systems that are brought out will incorporate these type of materials to improve performance.
Vanta Black has a huge variety of applications. Primarily, it's used to improve the accuracy of scientific instruments such as telescopes. It can also sharpen infrared imaging, lending itself to wider military use. Architects may one day use it to flatten out or hide unsightly parts of a building. And with the company debuting its first piece of cloth, we may soon see the ultimate little black dress. Thomas Newton, Sky News.
Still to come, I'll be meeting the lady who put central heating inside this coat. But first, here's a roundup of some of this week's tech news.
A team in the US are gamifying drones. They've launched Lumi, an easy-to-fly quadcopter that lets you play games with friends. It can also perform stunts, follow you, and it's programmable, so you can even make it dance to your favourite music. New on Kickstarter this week, a way to get your own production line running at home. The Formbox, touted as a factory that fits on your tabletop, is powered by your vacuum cleaner. The creators say it moulds shapes in seconds, quicker than a 3D printer and easier than baking a cake apparently. A judge in Brazil ordered phone networks to block WhatsApp for 72 hours this week, although it was overturned on appeal in about 24 hours. It's the second time it's been temporarily banned in the country in recent months. It's said to be down to a dispute over access to encrypted data. A free game to help find a cure for dementia has launched. It just needs you to play it on your phone. By doing so, you'll be helping scientists understand how the typical human brain navigates. Developers at University College London say if 100,000 people play Sea Hero Quest for just 2 minutes, it'll generate the same amount of data that would otherwise take about 50 years to gather in the lab. Stick around for our games review and find out why Uncharted 4 has got our reviewer all emotional.
Now, when we talk about wearable technology, you're probably thinking fancy smartwatches, fitness trackers, that kind of thing. But what about a luxury cashmere coat like this one? Well, I've been to meet its creator and I've showed her some feedback from an influential figure in the world of fashion innovation. So Rana, this is your range of self-heating coats.
It is.
Tell me more.
It's a range of smart coats.
Okay.
So lightweight, beautiful fabric, beautiful cuts.
Ooh.
Coats that heat.
I want to try one on. Can I try this on?
Yes, please do.
Looks very soft. It feels very soft. So where are all the wires? I'm expecting to see
There are no
lots
wires.
of bits
There's no
inside.
cables. It's the technology is very special. It's a polymer-based technology, and it creates infrared heat.
So the heated technology is within the fabric.
It's in between the lining and the fabric.
What does that mean for how you care for the coat then?
Well,
Can you dry clean it?
You can dry clean it, and it's Loro Piana fabric, so we're only suggesting that you dry clean
That
it.
feels really warm.
And when you close it, you feel it even more. There's a huge concentration on the kidneys, but then we also have it here and at the side of the pockets.
Now, how much do these coats cost?
So they start at $11.95.
1,100.
Yes, £1,100, sorry, for the trench, and then the wool and cashmere wrap is $12.95.
Here on Swipe, we like to get feedback from others within the industry, and this week I've showed the coats to the head of fashion innovation at the London College of Fashion. I'm going to play you a little video. This is what he had to say.
I was really pleased when I saw this product because here's a piece of wearable technology that not only looks great, but is actually useful too. And it's what the industry is really crying out for, form and function. I do have a couple of questions though, and the first one is around the retail price. It's pretty punchy, and I wonder whether the market is ready for that. And the next one is around the battery, and I guess both the battery life, is it going to last all day? Are we really going to charge this every single day? And also the battery size. How heavy is this? Is this something we can really carry around with us all day long?
So what do you make of that? Tell me about the battery.
The battery is very light and it's small. It'll be even smaller than this. This is the first prototype. And it goes on this coat, it goes in an inner pocket here.
And how long does the battery life last?
The battery, so on the highest level, there's 3 settings. On the highest level, up to 3 hours, and on the lowest, between 8 and 10.
Does it take long to charge? Would I have to charge it every day?
You would probably charge it through your normal phone charger overnight, or you can also quick charge it, in which case it's less than an hour.
Now, you're crowdfunding for the project on Kickstarter at the moment, aren't you?
We are. So Emil & Aris, he's right, is a very high-end brand. But at the moment, you can snap up the coats at introductory prices on Kickstarter.
Okay, well, good luck with the campaign.
Thank you very much, Gemma.
Yep, I'm still wearing the coat. But now it's time for something entirely different because Gav has this week's games review for us.
So I'm a huge fan of the Uncharted series, and I actually started getting really emotional when I started Uncharted 4. And that's not just because the story is emotional, and it really is, but that's just because I felt just really happy to be back in that world with those characters. The game is ridiculously good. You can really see the sort of love and attention that Naughty Dog give this series. They love it, or maybe as much as we do, and you can just tell with the storyline because it's massive and it spans different years, like without going into too much detail. The set pieces are as bonkers as anything that's ever been in an Uncharted game, but it never feels silly. It always feels like it's quite grounded in what they're trying to do, which is really, really impressive. It's a really, really good ending for Nathan Drake and all those other characters. It feels quite sad to be leaving them, but also I'm really excited about what Naughty Dog are going to do next. Rocket League Hoops is an update that adds basketball to Rocket League. So instead of car football, it's car basketball. Now, the game is one of the best sports games that's ever been made. There's no qualms about it. And I love the idea that they're just adding these like really weird things. I'm rubbish at it, but that doesn't really matter because if you've got someone on your team who's really good at flying, you can sort of just hang around the hoop and sort of just nudge his shots in, and that actually is quite fun, even though it doesn't feel like you're doing the best bit of work for it. But it's a really cool little update, and it's changed the ball, so obviously it's a basketball, not football, and it's bouncier and it feels a bit different. But the coolest thing is it adds these little sort of like trainer squeaks to the car. So, I mean, that's just ridiculous because obviously the car's not wearing trainers and it's not a real basketball court. But they don't care, the people who make the game Psyonix. They just want to make it the most fun thing ever. And it really is. I played the beta for Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which is something I never do. I never bother with betas because I kind of always feel like they'll spoil too much of the main game. But with Mirror's Edge, I made an exception because I just wanted to see what they've done with that world since the first one. Like, I was a huge fan of the first game, and I really like the characters, I like this setting of it. The game is really, really good fun, and that's the main thing, because it feels like a roller coaster, because you're running around doing this bonkers parkour stuff. It's a game that's also made for virtual reality. I think I would feel pretty sick if I was playing it, but I still want to try it anyway, perversely so.
That's it for this week. Take a look at Sky News on mobile, tablet, catch up and Sky Q for all the latest tech stories throughout the week, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.